Hello, good morning. I'm very glad to welcome two women representing Africa and Asia at this table. First of all, Priscilla Achakpa from Nigeria. You're a member of Women and Gender Constituency, which is an NGO which is connected to the United Nations.
Yeah, it's a coalition of NGOs that are properly recognized by the UNFCCC.
And Gita Lakmini from Sri Lanka. You're part of this organization and you're representing Asia Pacific Women Law and Development.
Yes. Asia Pacific Women Law and Development Network is the part of the Women and the Gender Constituency. Then I represented that network.
Okay, so you'll tell me, I'll start with you, Priscilla. Tell me why you're in Lyon.
Thank you very much. For us as Women and Gender Constituency, but also coming from Nigeria, this gives me an opportunity to be able to amplify the voices of the rural women in governance, in the local governance who are mostly neglected and not involved in governance issue at this point, especially in climate change. So for us to be here is to really say that, look, the issues of women at the local level cannot be overemphasized when it comes to issues of climate change because they are mostly affected at that level. And therefore, the climate change, the World Summit on Climate Change and Territories must take into account the vulnerability of women, and especially those that are greatly neglected and marginalized are those that are in the rural areas. So we're here to say that, look, as you make decisions towards Paris, come December 2015, it is important that the voices of these women, these grassroots women, at the territories and at the local government are also mainstreamed in the final agreements.
Thank you. Yeah, we'll come back to that. And you, it's the same reason you're in Lyon?
No, I'm coming from the Asia Pacific region. Actually, I'm the grassroots women's activist. Especially, I work with the climate change issue and the gender issues. I'm here to express my women's issues and also to participate on behalf of them to raise our voice. What is the contribution of the gender and the women to mitigation of the climate change? That is my objective for the participation of this.
Okay. And are you heard by the people you've met here and in general? Are the women from your countries and from other parts of the world heard by men and Western people?
Well, we are really trying to make sure that at least in the final document, the gender issues are actually mainstreaming there. Although we have seen one or two words that are captured in the final declaration, which we are not really comfortable with, but at least it's something that we can take home. But this is just the starting point because from the perspective of where we are coming from, to a large extent, women have not been involved in local governance, especially when it comes to issues of climate change. And for us, coming from Africa, our major issue has been that of the adaptation. How do we adapt to the impact of climate change, which is greatly affecting especially women and children? How do we make decisions and policies that we take into cognizance the issues that affect these vulnerable people, that are mostly affected by the impact of climate change. So we're here, even if they have not heard us, I think that is a starting point, and it's something that we are going to begin to engage with them at all levels, because for us, this is the first time I'm coming to this kind of conference. And so I'm glad that I've been given the opportunity to at least amplify the voices of these women, these marginalized women, and who are mostly greatly unaffected by the impact of climate change.
Thank you. And you, Gita?
I feel, actually, before I come here, I feel the much more opportunities to raise our voice and share our experiences and contributing to the final declaration. But since we are reaching, I am not very much comfortable with the Asia participation. It is very few Asian women here. I don't know, maybe they are not very much aware about the climatic and the territorial summit, or I don't know what is the reason behind. But I try to try my best to given the suggestions how to mitigate and how to participate the gender and the women to change the better world. I am very much glad to give the opportunity to participate me, because as the grassroots women's activist, it is very few opportunities to participate that type of the big seminars. I am glad to give the big thanks of the organizing committee and the local government of the Lyon.
Thank you. Are you going to be in Paris, both of you, end of 2015 at the COP21?
We are hopeful. We are hopeful that we will be here.
Yeah, I hope you'll be.
We hope so.
And
we
to,
hope that we'll be able to bring the voices of the women to bear on the final negotiations that are going to be on. But just as Nita has said, it is important that the voices of the women that are here are actually integrated in the final outcome of the declaration, because for us, that is the only way that we feel that our presence here is not in vain, and that we have actually tried to change the perspectives of the organizers and, of course, the stakeholders that are here when it comes to the issues of women and, in territories and their voices and decision-making and policies, which is very key and central. And indeed, if we must address the issues of climate change, we must, and I underline that must, that the issues of women at the rural area must be addressed.
Yeah, it's central.
Yes, it's central. Thank you.
Yes, I also expecting to come for the COP21, but not alone with me. I expecting to take some affected women from Asia with me. I am very glad to have that type of opportunity if provide the organizers. Not only myself, but also some kind of the affected the women from the community level, not from the Sri Lanka, but also the
from
Asia.
all Asia. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming, and all the best to you and the cause you are defending.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.